Whoops.
Oh man, that was a gnarly trail, and it did some damage to the old 300. Nothing horrible, but we did really get a hold of the pipe. Let me show you how that looks. That's unfortunate. And we tested the carbon up clutch cover. So you can see the clutch cover is completely intact. It took a massive shot on this side when I crashed, but it did what it did before, and well, you can't really see it. I'm gonna take all this off, but up under there, it squirted the gasket out. That is the one thing about these carbon up covers that I don't love, but I'm willing to sacrifice that because it didn't break the cover. So I did obviously fall down quite a few times in those rocks because I'm really bad at that stuff and I gotta get better at it. But one of the times went really hard down on the right side, definitely put a rock slammed right into the cover, and when it did that, it flexed and poked that gasket out. So we're gonna fix that. So I'm down here actually tonight, it's nighttime, and we're going riding again tomorrow. So I gotta get this bike banged back into shape because I wanna take the 300 where we're going and not the 125. So join me as we fix a few things. Also, quick update on this. This thing did amazingly well. It moved and did all this, and it never once had a problem. And I slid off the back, caught my legs on it a couple times. Yeah, it did great. So I can't recommend that enough. That mount, that 3D printed flexible thing is super rad. So, all right. Let's get that pipe straightened up and we'll pull it off and see if we can't blow the dents out. Alright guys, we're going to start with trying to kind of pull it back this way before I take it off. Whew, it's a rough one, but I think we can. That's pretty good. I got to get better at riding those rocks. Alright, so now I'm going to pull it off. We'll get the caps on it, fill it up with air pressure, see if we can't blow it out. Alright guys, I know I've shown you guys this before, but I get a lot of questions about the setup, so anyway, here's the cap for the big end, here's the cap for the little end. I'm going to put these things on there, put about 60 psi in it, and then we're going to get the torch out and see if we can't make it a little bit better looking. Alright, now I got the ends all plugged up. You see, got both ends capped. Got about 60 psi in there. And we're just going to slowly heat up those dents and see if we can't get it to come back around. Alright, got them blown out a little bit. It's not great, but let's see how it looks. Alright, got her on there. It's not terrible. It's not great because it's definitely squished this way from the whole thing getting bent back, but you know, looks alright. It's not touching the frame. It's not touching the skid plate, so I'm happy about that. Alright, now let's move on to the clutch cover situation we got. So, gonna have to I think I'm just gonna have to pull the brake pedal off, and then we can take a look and see exactly what that looks like, what's going on there, so I can explain a little bit better what we got going on. Grab a flashlight here. We can find one. There we go. You can see right there. See how the gasket right there is blown out. All right. Not a surprise, but while that's not super cool, and I don't love that about these covers, I know for a fact whatever hit it hard enough to make that flex and pop out would have broken the aluminum cover or the magnesium cover. So still a big thumbs up for Carbon Up. They're not perfect, but I do think they're better than the stock cover. So I'm gonna pull this thing off. Well, yeah, I think I have a new gasket. I better go check first. Pull it off, clean it up, and we'll put it back on and make sure it doesn't leak. All right, guys, so we got the cover all cleaned up. Now here's the deal, when you're installing this, if you're, so here's the thing, if you're installing this and you've never done it before, it comes with these little sleeves out of it, and so what you do is you lift them up just a little bit. You don't have to go crazy. And then you take your new gasket. So you take your new gasket and you set it down over those little pins. And it's not real easy. In fact, you know what? It's just going to be easier. I'm going to go ahead and push all the sleeves out, actually. Now, we got all the sleeves out. Now, we're going to take our gasket, set it down, put it over the holes. And now, we're going to take our sleeves and we're going to push them in just a little ways. And that way, the gasket will kind of hold it. And there are definitely two different sizes of holes. If you look at the sleeves, the inside diameter is the same, but you can see this is a lot thicker. So that goes in the bigger holes, obviously. Right. Now, the nice thing is that is now held in place. That gasket can't go anywhere. All right, now let's go over to the bike. All right, now, got our bolts. We're just gonna set this thing up, line it up. You don't have to go crazy. Take, kind of push a little bit, there we go. Just nice and easy so that it starts. Then we're gonna just start these. I'm not slamming them down yet. See, now that we've got two of them in, it's gonna stay there. All right, now we're gonna take our torque wrench. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna tighten these down to 7 foot-pounds. All right, problem solved, guys. Like I said, it is kind of a bummer that they would squirt out like that and have it leak, but I'm quite sure that anything that hit it that hard would have made it, would have broken the clutch cover. I've broken a few clutch covers on this specific bike, actually, and so I think that that is a better solution than breaking clutch covers. Now, there are other covers. I have never tried one of the other covers. I still have magnesium clutch cover. If anybody out there, any manufacturers out there want me to try their cover for the aluminum one or for the magnesium one, let me know. I'd be happy to give it a shot. But these carbon up things are pretty sweet. So anyway, gonna go through, check the rest of the bike, then I'm gonna go ride and I will check back in. I just shot another video about my first thoughts on the V-Moto Force ATs. So make sure you check that video out. I'm gonna go get some more time on them and see how they hold up.